Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss few more important example on isoperimetric problems which is a part of calculus of variation. In the previous video lecture we have discussed how to deal with this example. So let us see some of the important example on the same topic, that is isoperimetric problem. So as we have seen, for a isoperimetric problem we need two function, out of which one function is extracted from the functional which is to be extremized, and another function is extracted from a functional which has a constant value. So here our target is to first to construct a functional, and then from that we will identify a function, right? So here see what is the condition given. Find the plane area. Plane area means we will have to find out the function y of x. To find y of x of fixed parameter means what is constant given? Perimeter. Perimeter is given as a constant, and maximum area, right? And what needs to be maximized is the area, right? So obviously we will first construct a functional for this given conditions, right? So let us take that. Let y equal to y of x be the curve joining two points A and B, right? So this is the curve y equal to y of x which joins the two points A and B. A with the coordinates x1, y1 and B with the coordinates x2, y2. So we wish to find out what is this curve which will enclose the maximum area and is of fixed arc length. Okay, that is a perimeter. So what we do? So we wish to find out the formula for the perimeter and the area. Now, so we have seen what will be the perimeter of this. So perimeter means nothing but a complete arc length of this. So we have already discussed how to find out the length of the curve. So we will take the small arc length, small portion of this, that is nothing but ds, right? And we know the formula of arc length is, this arc length is ds is equal to what? It is under root of 1 plus y dash square dx. ds by dx is this. Okay, this is the formula. So we will add all such small arc length which will give you the length from the point A to B. So therefore what will be perimeter of this perimeter of this curve? So therefore perimeter CL denoted by I is equal to what? The sum of all such small arc lengths. So that is, sum means integration. We are adding the length from point A to B and it is variation along x-axis. So we will have the limit of this integration as from x1 to x2. Okay, and sum of what? Such arc length. So that is 1 plus y dash square dx, right? So this is the perimeter, and which is given as constant. Right, given, isn't it? Now then the area is equal to, so what is the area? Yes, the formula for area is, so we will take a one strip, small strip. We will find out the area of this small strip, and such strips are to be added from point A to B, right? So what is the area of this small rectangular strip? So it is length into breadth. So what is the length here? It is say in general y, right, and breadth is this, right, which is variation along x-axis, so dx, right. So we will add all such areas of all such rectangular strips. So addition means it will be an integration, and it is from point A to B, so integration from x1 to x2 of y dx. So like this we have the formula for area, which I am going to denote by J, right. So what is the situation here? So situation here is to find y of x such that what? I is constant and J is to be extremized. Okay, so we got the two functional, out of which this needs to be extremized and this is having a constant value. Now from this let us identify capital F and G. So here capital F is equal to, yes, so out of these two functional, what this capital F is? The integrand of that functional which is to be extremized. So this is extremized. What is its integrand? Its integrand is y, right. Then G is the integrand of the functional which has a constant value. What is that? This one. What is its integrand? It is under root of 1 plus y dash square. Okay. Now, so we will construct a new function. So construct h is equal to f plus lambda g. So that is equal to y plus lambda times under root of 1 plus y dash square. So that is h. So for extremum of h, the Euler equation is so what will be Euler equation? It will be del h by del y minus derivative with respect to x of del h by del y dash equal to 0. So our aim to extremize this functional j has now shifted to a new function h. Okay. So let us find del h by del y. So this implies what we have? Del h by del y is, what is the derivative of this with respect to y? It will be 1, right? Derivative of this is 1, remaining is constant. So its derivative is 0. Then minus derivative with respect to x of del h by del y dash. So derivative of this, because here we find y dash square term, right? And this is constant. So what it will be? Lambda constant, derivative of this is 1 upon 2 under root of 1 plus y dash square, and then derivative of 1 plus y dash square. That is what? 2y dash. Okay, remember the derivative which we are evaluating right now are partial derivative. So it won't be the case that derivative of y dash square is 2y dash and then derivative of y dash will be y double dash. That arises when we have ordinary derivative. But the derivative of y dash with respect to y dash will be 1, right? When it is a partial derivative, it won't be y double dash. Remember this. So that is equal to 0. Now, so our aim is to simplify this in order to get y of x. So let us see how to obtain that. Okay, so yes, so we can rewrite this equation as this implies derivative with respect to x of, now 2 will get cancelled from here. What we are left with? Excuse me. So it is lambda y dash upon under root of 1 plus y dash square equal to 1. Right. So in two way we can solve this integration, this equation. Either differentiate this, or the another simplest way is just integrate, right? So that what it becomes, integrating with respect to x, we get, so what will be integration of derivative with respect to the same variable? So the function itself, what we have, lambda y dash upon under root of 1 plus y dash square is equal to, now what is the integration of 1 with respect to x? It will be x plus constant of integration, right? So in this way it goes. Now next what we have, yes, so what we will do, as we wish to obtain the derivative term y dash, okay, so what we will do, we will just remove first this under root sign, right? We will first remove the under root sign. So for that we need to do the squaring, right? So on squaring we get, so what we will get, we will get it as x plus c whole square equal to lambda square y dash square upon 1 plus y dash square. Now what we observe here, that we have the two terms which are in addition in the denominator. So separation of numerator will be possible if it will be, this step will become easy if this term will go in the numerator. So let us take the reciprocal. So I can write it as 1 plus y dash square upon lambda square y dash square equal to what? 1 upon x plus c whole square, isn't it? Now separate the numerator. Yes, on separating the numerator, what we will get? So this implies one upon lambda square, or I can take lambda square over here, right? So we can have 1 upon lambda. Let us write one more step, then I will separate the numerator. So 1 plus y dash square upon y dash square is equal to lambda square upon x plus c whole square, right? Now separate the numerator. So we have 1 upon y dash square plus y dash square upon y dash square is 1 equal to lambda square upon x plus c whole square. As we wish to obtain the derivative term, that is y dash, so let us shift the remaining term on left hand side, right hand side. So it is 1 upon y dash square is equal to lambda square upon x plus c whole square minus 1. Just simplify this right hand side. So what we find here, so it is x plus c whole square is LCM. So it will be lambda square minus x plus c whole square. So this implies, now take the reciprocal again because I want y dash. The derivative term is in the denominator. Let us take it in the numerator by taking the reciprocal. So what we have, y dash square is equal to x plus c whole square upon lambda square minus x plus c whole square. Okay, now this implies we wish to obtain y dash. So take the square root on both the side. So we have square root of x plus c whole square will be x plus c upon square root of lambda square minus x plus c whole square. This is what we have as y dash. Now we are in the position to get the variable separable form. So let us have the variable separable form. So this implies dy is equal to x plus c upon under root of lambda square minus x plus c whole square dx. Now this is a variable separable form. So just by integrating we get the answer. So in integrating we get integration of 1 with respect to y and then integration of x plus c upon square root of lambda square minus x plus c whole square. Now how to simplify this integration? Look at this term carefully. Now here, what is the derivative of x plus c whole square? This entire term. So lambda is constant. Derivative of this will be minus 2 into x plus c. So in the numerator we find the term x plus c. Minus 2 is missing, which we can adjust, or I can do it other way like this. So just put lambda square minus x plus c whole square equal to, say, t. So what this implies? Differentiate. So we have minus 2 into x plus c dx is equal to dt. Okay. Now, so therefore what we have? So therefore y is equal to integration of x plus c dx is minus dt by 2 upon under root of t. Integrate this. What will be its integration? It will go in the numerator. So t to the power minus half. Integration of t to the power minus half is t to the power half upon half plus constant of integration. So let I take it as e. Now integration is over. Replace the value of t. So what we have? Minus half will get cancelled. So minus, it is t to the power half. So it is minus of root of lambda square minus x plus c whole square. This is what we have, plus e. Right? Now this can be further simplified as, keep the square root term on one side and shift all other terms on another side, so as to write it in a simplified form further. So we write it as y minus e is equal to minus of square root of lambda square minus x plus c whole square. Taking square on both the sides, so we have y minus e whole square equal to lambda square minus x plus c whole square. That is, I can write it as x plus c whole square plus y minus e whole square equal to lambda square, which is nothing but what? A circle. So what is that curve of fixed perimeter and maximum area? That curve is nothing but a circle. Okay. So this is our required curve. I hope this problem is clear to you.